Good afternoon, my YouTube viewers. It's Crystal here. What I wanted to do in this video is I wanted to do a hypothesis test, and this is a chi-square test. And so this is what they call a non-parametric test. And so basically in this chi-square test, we've got like different categories. We've got category from A to J. We have observed data and we have expected data. Whereas in previous videos, what I did was I utilize random number generators to make some random numbers. This particular example, I just put the numbers in. I just plugged the numbers in. So you can see 67. I just put 67 into the cell. But with the chi-square test, the first thing that you want to do is you want to set your significance level, which is in this instance is going to be 0.01. But if you wanted to, you can make it 0.05. But so the p-value is going to be greater than 0.05. So we will accept the null hypothesis. The null hypothesis is that the observed data is the same, the means of the observed data is the same as the means of the expected data, whereas the alternate hypothesis is the means of the observed data is not the same as the means of the expected data. So we check the mean, and we're going to do the average of B3 to B12. That's the mean for the observed data. And then we'll check the mean for the expected data. That's going to be the average of C3 to C12. And then we also check the standard deviation. That's going to be STDEV.S, B3 to B12. We'll check the standard deviation of the observed data. And then we check the standard deviation of the expected data, which is STDEV.S, C3 to C12. We're going to check our p-value. When we check our p-value, we're going to use a function in Excel called chi-square.test, brackets B3 to B12, comma C3 to C12. And so the chi-square test is going to check all this information for us so we don't have to. And then we're going to get a p-value from that. And then what we do is we're going to check for the null hypothesis. So if the p-value is greater than the significance level, then we accept the null hypothesis and it's true. But if the p-value is less than the significance level, then we have to reject the null hypothesis and go with the alternate hypothesis. So what I wanted to do, just to do a real quickie here, I'm going to change one of the variables, one of the elements, the values of the element, to make it so that it's so obvious that it's going to be a false, So let's put in here 100. So now when we put 100 in one of the elements in the expected data, then you can see the p-value was a very low number and the null hypothesis is false. And the reason for that is because the mean in the observed data is 37.1 and the mean in the expected data is 43.555. So that's telling us that the null hypothesis is rejected and the alternate hypothesis is accepted. So let's come over here. We'll just change it to 28. And then when we change it to 28, we get a more meaningful mean in expected data. So mean 1 is going to be 37.1 and mean 2 is going to be 36.355. And so we get a p-value of 0.209217, which is higher than 0.055%. So we accept the null hypothesis. So that's it for the chi-square test. We do it using a formula in Excel, so it's pretty straightforward. You don't even have to calculate the mean and the standard deviation if you don't want to, but I decided to put it in here anyway. The only thing that you really need is you need your alpha, which is your significant level, and you need your p-value, and then that will tell you whether or not your hypothesis, the null hypothesis, will be accepted or rejected. But I just decided to go ahead and put the mean and the standard deviation in there anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and conclude this video because we've talked about the chi-square test, we've talked about the significance level and the null hypothesis and the alternate hypothesis and the p-value. So I think we've discussed everything that we're supposed to discuss in the chi-square test. So thank you so much for watching my video. If you like it, please like and subscribe, and I look forward to making a new video for you very soon.